In the last video, hello and welcome back to Sugar Plum, our brand new winter holiday island. We are well on our way to a 3-star island rating. Today, we need to finish populating the island by inviting some new villagers. We should have enough furniture items, flowers, and trees, so I am hoping that we will hit our goal by the end of this video. I filmed this video right before Turkey Day, and I didn't get the chance to celebrate it in-game this year, so I hope you all had a happy Turkey Day. Before we get started, let's go say hello to our newest accidental resident, Murphy. I am happy to have him here, although he will not be staying this time around. He is really adorable. I think we only have a few more house plots to set up and fill, and I am really curious to see who will be joining us. I will be placing this plot on the beach with most of the other plots, just so that we can hit the ground running when we are finally able to terraform. I'm also going to go to a treasure island behind the scenes for some bells and Nook Miles tickets, so please stand by. Now that I have some extra bells to work with, I'm going to pay off my current home loan and speak with Tom Nook to order a home expansion upgrade. This way, I'll have some extra storage space to work with. I'm going to need it after removing the junkyard of furniture I have strewn across the beaches. After all, the furniture was only laid out to help us get to 3 stars, and I think we will be getting to that point really soon. Now that my home construction project is well on its way, we can go on a villager hunt. As a reminder, these are the villagers we are looking for. Notice that I didn't include Etoile. I will be inviting her via Amiibo card, so she doesn't really count in my villager hunt. Here we go. Wish me luck. Well, I am starting to give up hope. Aw, it's Barbara. I forgot about her. I love her. I think I'll go ahead and invite her as kind of a placeholder. I mean, just look at those lashes. She is absolutely darling. I mean, after all, her horns are sugar plum-ish. Let's move on to the next day to speed up the moving process. And of course we'll have to stop by and welcome her to the island. Oh my. For such a bright and cheery looking villager, she has a dark and dreary house. Interesting decorating choice. After I visited our new neighbor, I stopped by the Able Sisters shop and purchased the purple maid outfit in the window. I'm not going to wear that today, but let's try on one of the new custom design outfits I downloaded last time. This looks so cute. Back at the Resident Services building, I was swiftly reminded about my home loan and promptly paid it off. The quicker I pay off my loan, the quicker I can expand. And that is exactly what I did. Of course it comes with a hefty price tag, but that's okay. I have plenty of stolen money I can use to pay it off quickly. While we are here, we might as well buy another plot. This is the very last plot, so we are in for another villager hunt. I am so ready to find our last villager. We are all out of beachfront real estate, so this plot will go directly behind the campsite for now. We had a visitor staying at the campsite, but it was no one to write home about. It was just Chief. I like him a lot, but I had to let him move on. Now, let's get to hunting. This is going to be a long one, so grab a wintry beverage or snack, fold your laundry, do your dishes, and take a restroom break. I'll see you on the flip side. Well, that was exhausting. I am out of tickets and out of patience, so that means just one thing. We are going to invite our very first permanent resident, Etoile. But before we do that, just for kicks, let's check in with Isabel to see what our island rating is right now. I am betting we are at a 2-star island, but we'll see. No flipping way. That was so fast. This means KK Slider will be visiting our island, and we will be provided with the Island Designer app. How exciting! It's tempting to move on to the next day, but I don't want to accidentally autofill. I've learned my lesson. So let's scan Etoile's amiibo card and invite her to the island. If you have never used an amiibo card, all you do is visit the Nook stop and choose the option to invite an amiibo villager to the campsite. You will hold your amiibo card or character to the Joy-Con or controller touchpoint as instructed. The villager you invited will appear on the screen, notifying you that they will be heading to the campsite. If the campsite is already occupied, the villager you invite will kick that camper out. So just be aware of that. Once they arrive and you speak with them, they will request a souvenir furniture item from your island. Once you craft it and give it to them, they will express that they are possibly interested in moving to the island. However, they will not accept your offer until you've invited them on 3 separate days and craft for them the furniture item they request of you. The great thing about inviting an amiibo villager is that you can choose the villager you would like to replace, whereas with a regular campsite villager, the camper chooses. Gosh, she is so cute. I think she is just perfect for this island. If I am not mistaken, this is the first time I've had both of my birthday twins on one island. I don't think Ruby will move out prior to our birthdays, so it'll be interesting to see how that works. I have celebrated with Ruby before, but never 2 villagers as well as my own. I'll have to see what happens. Okay, we'd better get to crafting. As I was leaving the campsite, I noticed a thought bubble coming from Dom. We literally just moved him in, and now he wants to leave? Whatever, man. Happy trails. Now we can use his empty plot for Etoile. It worked out perfectly. Let's craft our first item for Etoile and head back to the campsite. She is just so perfect. Here you go. Aw, and I get a gift in return? I'd love some heart shades. Well, I guess she's playing hard to get, so let's move on to the next day and craft our next item for her. But before we do that, we have a concert to attend. Don't worry, I'm not going to put you through the whole thing, just a little clip. And then we should say goodbye to Dom. I guess that would be the polite thing to do, even though he moved here and then ditched us. Rude. So now we get to watch the credits roll as KK Slider sings Welcome Horizons. I've mentioned this before, but Animal Crossing New Horizons was my very first Animal Crossing game. And as embarrassing as it is to admit, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. And when I got to the KK concert, I literally thought the game was over when the credits rolled. I'm glad I stuck around afterwards, or I may not be in this current position. That's about as much as I can take. I was just looking at our villagers, and what a group. So random. And now here is the moment we have been waiting for. Tom will give us a copy of Welcome Horizons that we can load onto a device that plays music, such as a record player, and then he will load the Island Designer app onto our Nook phone. The Island Designer app, along with its upgrade add-ons that we can redeem our Nook miles for at the Nook stop, will allow us to fully design the island. And by design, I mean terraform, waterscape, lay down in-game pathing, and custom paths. Now I really need to buckle down and decide where I'd like to place everything and what paths I'm going to use. This is the best part. I have saved up a bunch of Nook miles, so let's head over to the Resident Services building and redeem some of them. I will definitely be redeeming them for terraforming, waterscaping, at least one dirt path, and custom design paths. I also really need to upgrade my camera so that I can take more dynamic photos. I usually use the upgraded camera settings for my YouTube thumbnails and sometimes for videos. But one thing I always forget to do is take photos to post on Instagram. Do you enjoy Animal Crossing content on Instagram? If so, please check out my Instagram page. Here is my username. I promise to start posting more content there. I've also recently joined Blue Sky and Threads, so I guess I should post there too. These upgrades are going to take a hot minute, so bear with me. Now we should probably get a move on and visit with Etoile again. We still need to craft another item for her in hopes that we can get her to move in soon. And I suppose before we head to the campsite, we can order another home upgrade. We are moving up in the world. There's our girl. I like the fact that with amiibos you can invite a villager to your campsite right away instead of having to wait overnight. With everything else, it seems like you need to wait overnight for the development to take place, like upgrading the shop or your home. I think it was the developer's way of slowing down time in the game and forcing the player to play at a more leisurely pace. That is exactly how I played Animal Crossing the first time around. No time traveling and no treasure islands. But now that I create content, it's just not feasible for deadlines and staying consistent with content updates. 548,000 bells? I guess I'm going to need to get back to a treasure island. Oh my gosh. You guys, where is my head? Up in the clouds, surely. Somehow I forgot that technically I have two plots. The one I placed earlier and also Dom's house. But because Dom actually hasn't moved out yet, I auto-filled again. Well, isn't this a treat? Hopefully it'll be someone bearable. I should have just named the island Autofill Island. I guess we will deal with the repercussions shortly. I have to say, the crafting souvenirs for the Amiibo campsite visitor is kind of weird. You'd think that they would just walk over to Nook's Cranny to buy something. Unless some mysterious force is keeping them inside. Nook's Cranny should offer Instant Cart. Now, let's get to crafting. This is only the second item I've crafted for Etoile, so after this we will need to say goodbye to Dom and time travel to the following day, just so I don't forget to invite her a third time. We don't need another autofill. I tell ya, she really takes a lot of convincing to move here. A marble print dress? I hope it's purple. Well, just drop everything and move here. Well, let's go see what damage has been done. Aw, it's Shep. I know I always say this, but it could have been much worse. It's time to say bon voyage to the very fickle Dom. It was nice to have you. For like a day. The next day, Isabel announced we could enact rules called ordinances on Sugar Plum. We can also visit Cap'n and take a boat tour, and she announced the arrival of our newest temporary neighbor, Shep. Before we head over to meet him and say hello, I'm going to change into my new marble dress and invite Etoile for the last time. By tomorrow, she will be living and thriving here on Sugar Plum. Please be purple. Please be purple. All right, it's purple. In the next video, we will finally start construction. We are pretty much prepped as far as open space goes, but behind the scenes, I'll be working on the layout I'd like to have. I'd like to at least have the entrance done and decorated, but we will see. With the holiday chaos, I'm not sure how far I'm going to get, but I'm going to try my darndest to have this island done by Valentine's Day. Now, that's a lofty goal, but I think after the holidays, I will have more time to work on things. It will be kind of weird having holiday decorations up on the island in February, but it is what it is. Fun fact, one time I got lazy and left my Christmas tree up until like March. I got really sick of looking at it after a while, so I finally decided to take it down. I've seen people with year-round trees, and it was actually kind of cute. Maybe I'll give that a try someday. Here is the last item we need to craft. A cutting board. A cutting board? This is really the souvenir you want, Etoile? Okie dokie. Weird request, but okay. I can't wait to have all pink and purple villagers on the island. I think it's going to be adorable. I have to be honest though, I am rethinking one of my choices. I really love Gale, but she is very Valentine's Day. So I may change my mind and either keep Barbara or choose another villager. Do you have any suggestions? Leave it in the comments. Listen, Etoile, you've said that 3 times. Just move here already. Hey, that's a brilliant idea. Now that we have finalized our plans with Etoile, we can stop by and say hello to Shep. I had Shep on a previous island and he is really sweet. I love his shaggy fur. Well, this was an often bumpy and chaotic road to 3 stars, but I am glad we finally made it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.